Welcome to sewing class. This is Annette Jolie, and today we are working on our drawstring bag. So we've done a couple of videos, already done the cutting, and we did the sewing of our side seams and bottom and side seam. We have back stitches here and here, 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 and here. There's all those back stitches which are in a knot, and then we've trimmed the threads nice and close. We also chopped off the corners because we're going to turn this around and we don't need that extra fabric. Now we're ready to go ahead and turn back some seam allowance and press it. I see another little thread. Let me trim that guy. So we're going to turn back the fabric in this area up here. This is where our tunnel's going to go, where we're going to end up putting in our drawstring. And we're going to take this top area and we're going to fold the seam allowance back 1/4 of an inch. This is from our bottom notch up, and then from the bottom notch below it's just going to sort of fade away down over the next 1.5 or 2 inches to nothing, back to the original seam allowance. And you're going to finger press that. And then we're going to press that up again, another 1/4 of an inch from here up. And this just sort of fades away. We don't end up stitching this part, but we end up stitching this part. So let's get the iron on our first press. Up 1/4 and 1/4. Let's turn it over to the other side. Pressing 1/4. That's half of your drawn seam allowance there, right? And then press that another 1/4 and match that edge. Let this just sort of fade away below the notch area. Let's get that iron on there. Repeat the same steps with the other side. So here you can see that we have the 1/2 inch drawn. So it's really easy to fold up 1/4 of an inch to what was drawn as a 1/2 inch, right? We just halved it. Let the lower part fade away. You're finger pressing. Then you're turning up another 1/4 of an inch to the lower notch and letting that bottom part sort of curve and fade away. Let's get the iron on it. This is the part we're stitching. Below this notch, we are not going to be stitching that. Folding this over. Again, you can match the line that you have underneath. There's our first 1/4 of an inch and our second 1/4 of an inch, matching the edges. Let's get the iron on it. First, always do your finger pressing. And like I said, let this lower part just sort of fade away. Now we've pressed this opening for our little top stitch that we're going to do. This looks great. It's all ready. It's all pressed real nicely down to that line, down to that bottom notch. This is Annette Jolie, and I'll see you in the next video.